Oh, hey, welcome back, and thanks for stopping by. I'm Phineas T. Broussard, the 10-term Southern Senator from the great state of down yonder. And I got me the weary, dismal Sabbat. I've been up all night, thinking, and of course sipping, this case nursing a jack and coffee out of my common sense cup. Oh, wait, this is my sense of humor cup. I don't know what I did with my common sense cup, but it stands to reason, because if you ain't got no common sense, you better have a sense of humor. Anyway, you probably guessed what I'm thinking. We got to have ourselves another little chit-chat. Like when I was about 5 or 6, took some apples off old Miss Kingswell's tree. I was so excited about real fruit actually growing on a tree. I just wanted to take some home to Mama, thinking she'd make me a pie or something. Use my t-shirt like a sack. But when I pour my makeshift sack full of apples out on the table, she wanted to know where I got 'em. And when I told her, she said, "Phineas, we got to have ourselves a little chit-chat." It got worse before it got better. Mama made me return 'em to their rightful owner, a reclusive old man in a spooky-looking antebellum mansion with a colonnade in front like the president's house, but so growed over with kudzu it looked haunted. And I'd heard that old man Kingswell's ever catch us kids on his land, he'd butter our heads and swallow us whole. But that's when rumor and reality clashed for the first, because the Kingswells give me a big bowl of homemade ice cream and let me play with the new litter of puppies. So reality weren't so bad. In fact, rumor been far more fearful ever since. And you know, there's good lesson in that if you think on it. I want to explain my stealthy technique for prevailing in a debate, or in this case now, for winning you over to my POV, as they say, the movie business. See, if I respect someone, anyone, or agree with something they said, then I refer to them as my friend. But I don't usually know them personally. Fact is, I've known many men and women both who proven wise enough over time that I identify with them and call them my friends. But just to be totally clear, that don't mean I actually know them. Like my friend Marcus. He's the supreme authority of his day. I'm talking about the philosopher Caesar of the whole Roman Empire, Marcus Aurelius. My friend Sam is Samuel Clemens, better known as Mark Twain. He and I so close I like to use his real first name. And my buddy Bill, that'd be Bill Shakespeare, of course. Anyway, I refer to them all as my good friends because their thinking often enrich my own. I like to believe my thinking enriched theirs too. In fact, we so synchronize sometimes I even edit their thoughts, just to prove on them a tad. Like in Macbeth, Act 5, Scene 5. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, brief candle. See? Right there. I just don't think Bill needed 2 outs there. One would have sufficed just fine, so it wordy. Anyway, he went on to write something like, "Life but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then ain't heard no more. It'd be a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury and signifying nothing." That's okay, I guess. But I also questioned the tree tomorrows at the beginning. It just sounds kind of hopeless. Ain't near as optimistic as when I say tomorrow's a brand new day that ain't never been touched. But what do old Finn here know? You asked me, the arms on the statue of David a bit long too. But all things considered, I still think of Michelangelo as my friend. The bigger point here is the flip side. See, anyone else in the world, anyone in history, or even just in the local news that I find, say, reprehensible or nefarious or otherwise offensive, then I refer to him as your buddy. Could be a murderous thug dictator like, say, your buddy Idi Amin Dada, or someone even worse like your buddy the Smudge. 'Cause see, most folks' first reaction to that is usually to play defense. Hey, they say, he ain't my buddy. I think they just worry about guilt by association. So it's a great way to help my POV prevail. Just old trick I learned in politics that still work well, 'cause once someone playing defense, they mostly got no choice in the end but to agree with you. Inspiration can come from anywhere. Like when my great-granddaughter Clementine gets so alarmed about the way the Smudge tearing the country apart. The magnitude of all the legal cases facing the Smudge is exceptional, especially for a criminal defendant who also the front runner for the U.S. presidency. Those cases alone hanging over that pathetic, petulant man-child grifter, your buddy, got momentous consequences that make this a dangerous time for the whole country. His assault on truth and facts, even more so. Given the tornado or controversy that tend to rage around that man, it's easy to miss the astonishing reality of the moment and of its impact on the upcoming election and America's future beyond. Even his threat of a bloodbath if he don't win get lost in the racket of our public discourse. It's like we drowning in so many dangerous threats that it's hard to keep up. That mean the Smudge need to lose big, which don't appear likely at the moment. But this election even close, it could prove just as dangerous. So my Clementine gauge telling me that we don't all wake up to this threat fast. America, the greatest and strongest nation in the history of the world by so many measures, will be in intensive care on life support, vulnerable not only to the Chinese and the Russians and others, but to savage and capricious human nature, vulnerable to one man's anger and multiple psychoses. Anyway, I soon realized this what getting me up at night, that we surrounded by apoplectic assaults on the truth, by Russian and Republican disinformation, and by others afraid of the facts, afraid of reality itself, or worse, just willing to go along knowing it's the wrong thing to do. And as my good friend Cody Connor said, there ain't no right way to do the wrong thing. And if you don't know Cody, Google the man, 'cause he worth knowing. All of which to say, this is America. And y'all magasses getting a bit wearing. 'Cause most of your fellow Americans know all the hits, the horses hit, the bulls hit, the pigs hit, and the fascists hit. And they ain't going quiet into some horrific night of darkness and despair driven by nonsensical anger and fear. We ain't passing no laws against folks who just living their lives. We ain't singling out blacks or Hispanics or Asians or women or gays or trannies or Jews or Muslims or even Catholics like the Klan did back today. We ain't forcing your hateful brand of Christianity on no one. In fact, I just wish more of you Christians is more Christian. But we sure ain't doing none of that because a bunch of crackers trying to take over when they can't distinguish between facts and hits. Clementine calls them a bunch of sensitive, whiny little biatches. I ain't sure exactly what that means, but I can tell you from experience, it don't sound good. That whiny part I think I get because a lot of folks seem to think y'all are real snowflakes. Another pejorative term, I swear to my never, all this name calling don't really help none. And I apologize for my role in that. But if you being a toastrich, get your head out the sand. Reset your rationalization switch. Because you bought into something that ought to be causing you a good bit of cognitive dissonance. Think internal conflict, like your heart telling your head to go ahead and change your mind. Many had good reason to be upset after rural America took it on the chin back to 80s and 90s. Factories closed, jobs closed, farms bought up, all the little local businesses folding. No more reunions, no more picnics, no more stable small-town culture. Folks scattered in search of a new life. Kind of like what we done to the Indians. Beg pardon, Native Americans, century before, but with less actual bloodshed. And what left now like a bunch of little puddles of combustible fuel. Then along comes a flim-flam man pretending to care, ratcheting up your anger and peddling matches. To be clear, every home need ongoing repairs, so it's easy to see how foolish it'd be to burn down the house just to fix the plumbing. It's harder to understand why a man selling matches, a man with a long history of caring about absolutely nothing but himself and cheating folks, would suddenly care about you or about America. I don't know that I can assuage no one's anger. Best I can hope to do is try to help expose the Smudge for the lying cheat he is, and for misdirecting genuine upset to destroy America. Not just for those anyone may want to blame, but for everyone, yourselves included, because things could turn out a whole lot worse for America and for this whole interconnected world. We talk more about all this. We got to. Maybe next time, maybe just sometime, but in the meantime, I'm going to pour myself one more Jack and coffee and walk down the willow tree on the river and watch the carp and catfish feed with the sunrise. Maybe I'll ponder a bit further how much control any of us really got over our collective fate. Then I'll try again to forget it all and just give me some shut-eye. For now, remember what my friend Sam Clemens said. It ain't what you don't know that get you in trouble. It's what you do know that just ain't so. That's why I always suggest that you listen well, learn a lot, be nice to everyone, and have a lot of fun. Oh, and just call me Finn. See y'all soon.